Hello folks, Hammeh here. Hope you are well and good. And this is an actual live broadcast, not 5 or 6 minutes ago, if you're seeing this on YouTube, maybe a little bit later. Today, on Monday, we've had a brand new Efi teaser. And it seems to be a follow-up from Efi's trip to the airport that we saw on Friday, just not too long ago. So this is completely live. If you're watching this on YouTube, do forgive me as I do a bit of this being analysed live and we work it out as we go along. So this image has gone out and Efi has decided to get to work, apparently. In the tweet on the Overwatch Twitter, we have seen that Efi is apparently a Genius Grant recipient, as we know from the blog, and Numbani local. She puts a curious image on her holovid declaring time to get to work. So this is the project that Efi must be working on. It's another new hero teaser. We do have season 2 just coming now. Whether or not it's going to happen tonight, I would not know. We're going to get some news on competitive season 4. So bear in mind that tomorrow there's a PTR patch. There has been a 2 gigabyte and then another 300 megabyte update in the background for your main Overwatch PC client. So before we jump to that image, there's been a big update. A lot of that might actually be the previous stuff that we've seen on the public test realm. That kind of stuff contains a bunch of things like the custom server browser and custom game creator that we've seen, as well as the Bastion update and some other stuff. Right, let's jump on in and have a quick analysis of this image. What do we have? Well, Efi has got a few Lucios in the top. We've got Axiom. Now, for those of you Numbani locals, you'll recognise Axiom as being, I thought it was actually sort of a kind of omnic fashion house. We do see a big Axiom building in the middle of Numbani, and maybe we'll go check it out. But we can see an Axiom ruler in the top right there. Interestingly, in the top left, we can see a little post-it note. On the post-it note, I'm going to get out my whiteboard. Those of you who have been jumping into some of these live recordings know that right-click to view instructions temporarily pops up. Sorry about that. In this top left corner, we can see a little kind of bull-headed type figure. Now, that very much looks like the head of the OR-15s that we've seen. There's kind of those horn bits on the side of it. So have a little bit of a look at that. Other things we can see here, we've got OR-15 chassis. Well, we know that due to the problems in Numbani Airport that we've seen on the PTR, there are certainly a couple of OR-15 chassis kicking around that maybe if we can get some spare parts from, we'll have to see how that goes. Then a Brantford arm. Now, what is a Brantford arm? That's going to be pretty interesting. I'm actually just going to Google Brantford now and see if Brantford is anything to do with robotics. This is being live. So we've got Brantford Robotics Telescope. Brantford Robotics is a company in Canada. I'm not sure if a Brantford arm is actually anything. It's certainly nothing that I recognise from being in Overwatch before. So that's not a reference. Not a reference that I believe has actually been in game. However, two interesting things. There is a Brantford Robotics in real life, and there is also, of course, again, this is an American sports reference. I'm no baseball fan. Chad Brantford is a former Major League Baseball relief pitcher. He was well known for his extreme submarine-style pitching and his success in MLB despite his unconventional delivery. So any of you Americans there who are perhaps baseball fans, do let me know a little bit about what you think a Brantford arm could be. There's nothing in the Overwatch universe that I know about that so far, but maybe that could be one. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, next up, a fusion driver. Well, that could be some kind of power source or something like that. A miniature Tobelstein reactor. That's just one of those things, you know, that clearly Efi can just get right. She can jump in and say, you know what, I want a Tobelstein reactor. I don't know, by the way, if a Tobelstein reactor, obviously Zarya yells out Tobelstein, there's a Tobelstein spray, the little Tobelstein gravitational reactor, as to whether that's the thing that's inside Zarya's weapon, the Tobelstein reactor. So there you go, that's clearly part of what's going to power it, or maybe it's something to do with gravity. Let's see what's going on there. And also paint, you need to have a paint job. We've got a few paint colours as well, as to how that could actually turn up. We see some of those are sort of Numbani style colours, which is pretty cool as well. And then the Axiom vocal processor that I was mentioning, obviously we've got the Axiom ruler. Axiom in Numbani. I will just see at the end of this video if I can very quickly jump to game and show you something similar. But a vocal processor, Axiom in Numbani has the big shop, and in there I think there's either omnic fashion. You see a lot of Axiom signs with omnics and humans and sort of mods alongside each other. So Axiom as a Numbani link totally makes sense. And interestingly, of course, it seems as though that if Efi is building something, and this is going to be our next new hero, our next new playable character, it's going to be able to speak, I would hope, and it's not going to be a Bastion-style beep-bop-boop. For those of you who have asked me where the Bastion voice lines of it is, yes, eventually going to get onto that. I did have a great idea for it, and it's coming. So, lastly, what does any budding inventor need but some Lucios? We can see those in the top as well. A lot of people have sort of got a little bit triggered by that little apostrophe in Lucios. That's a very popular Reddit topic. Interesting, very, very cool actually. Dan Flanagan has said, you know what, that's the processor, not a ruler. Thank you very much, Dan Flanagan, because this is live. This is the benefit of this. So Dan Flanagan said, hey Hammeh, what are you talking about? This is actually the Axiom Vosal processor. And actually, you know what, Dan Flanagan, that looks like a piece of RAM to me. Those chips on the bottom of the RAM there. So good shout, Dan Flanagan. The joy of live stuff, which is very, very awesome. Last but not least, I thought it was pretty cool. Okay, we see a little wrench in the bottom, which is pretty sweet. And then what we also see here, this particular thing in the bottom right-hand corner. Now, in the exploded pictures of the various OR-15s that we've seen in Numbani Airport, there is one of those lying on the floor. It's the thing that some people have described as being a little bit of a drum, a little bit of something similar. They said it was a drum. They've said that it was kind of maybe a shield generator. That's the different things that people have speculated on. Someone has mentioned, is that the Vishkar logo in the bottom right? Interesting. What is that? Is it just a symbol? It's not. Oh, is it an upside down? Do you know what? That is kind of an upside down Vishkar logo in a way. I can see what you're saying there, which is kind of interesting. Why does the wrench say 519? Is that a date or a clue? People said, is that the 19th of May or something? Well, the 19th of May, you know, it will be a very long time away to be teasing a hero. So, you know what? I don't know if that 519 actually means anything. We'll have to wait and see. Welcome if you're all joining. This is a tweet that's gone out not too long ago on the Overwatch Twitter, and it shows a new teaser from Efi, and Efi is getting to work building something. So maybe this could be our new hero, which is pretty exciting stuff. So there we go. I'm having a look around this image, so that this is not going to be a silly long video. If you did tune into my last video, by the way, and you saw the couple of minutes of blank space, that was pre-recorded off a live stream, and I couldn't get rid of that. So I'm going to keep this nice and short, no 10-minute accusations. But go over to the Overwatch Twitter on Play Overwatch. Do go and have a look at this image. What do you think of this image? If you're watching this live, I'm going to put this out as a video. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments of that video. Please do throw that a like, subscribe and comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, what do you think of this image? It seems as though that Efi is definitely building something that could well be our next hero. And I can't wait to see whether it's kind of, you know, ram-headed. Is it going to be a centaur sort of ram-headed kind of tank, like this kind of cool little picture, this little doodle that Efi has drawn in the top that looks remarkably like our OR-15 friends already. So do let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to jump offline now. This was just a quick live news broadcast and a little bit of a live analysis for you. I'm going to be taking a look at this in more detail and trying to work it out. JGF King says, who is Brantford? Well, you can totally just say hi. That's not a problem either. But the final question, who is Brantford? Well, Brantford is not a name that I know of so far in the Overwatch universe, but I'll go away and do my research because this is live. However, there's a robotics company in real life called Brantford, and then I think it might be an in-joke as to a particular MLB pitcher called Chad Brantford, who pitched for a number of people, including Tampa Bay Rays, Baltimore Orioles, and similar. You know, so maybe our new hero, if they are a mech designed by Efi, could be throwing things. We'll have to see what's going on. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments if you're on YouTube watching this. If you're live, thank you so much for tuning into this nice little update. Notification squad and live squad who have come watch this live, thank you very much. I've been Hammeh. I will study this in more detail. Anything else that comes, do come back to my channel tomorrow. Tuesday, the PTR is maybe live, who knows. We're also going to get competitive season 4. So a bunch coming up on my channel this week and in the next few days. Cheers for tuning in. I'll say goodbye in the chat. I've been Hammeh. Take it easy, folks.